asshole earlier.
The way it worked, I was like, so we're going to put the board together? And you're like, no, I thought you were just being sarcastic, but you're like, you really went live without even fucking nothing.
All right. Thank you, Crispy in Spirit. I don't know who the fuck you are. But I was just reading the comments to Anthony here for the what you put in about upping your Patreon pledge, and then we have to use the money for health related items or activities. That was pretty funny. So one of the guys in the Discord sent over a list of 50 dating sites, and I don't really have anything like lined up to talk about with. I looked through like 3 of them.
Okay.
I don't know. It'll at least fill some time.
That's what we're looking for.
All right. Your shit's getting loud again.
I don't know what to tell you. I didn't change anything.
All right. Yeah. Diaper Mates.
Diaper Mates? That's a dating site?
Yeah. So apparently it's people with diaper fetishes.
Really? I didn't realize that was big enough to sustain a whole site, I guess, or a whole dating site.
Gluten-free singles.
What? That's not real.
Yes,
this is fake. That can't be real. Gluten-free singles. Sounds like a cheese product.
like fake cheese, like cheese food. You you know what? I gotta shut these fucking comments off. Bob and his comments, man. God, you know, fuck it, I don't give a fuck. So we had Bob on the show.
Yeah.
And it was an appearance, right? I mean, you and Bob have a lot more in common than me and Bob. I have a certain thing that I like to try to do the show like boom, 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 boom. You know, like I always try to keep it moving.
Absolutely.
And even if nobody else is aware of it, if I feel like somebody distracted from where I wanted the show to go next,
yeah,
I start getting upset. Even if it's you, I just get pissed off.
Oh, I know.
Like there was no part of what was going on in my planning for today's show had anything to do with you talking about music at the beginning of it. Like, and I'm sitting there thinking, if anybody does care, I know I don't care, but I know all about about you already. You know, I know you're passionate about music. I know your disdain for pop music that's made just for making money. I know all of that about you already. And I'm sitting here thinking, as you're talking, I'm thinking, okay, if I was listening to this podcast, how long would it take for me to skip it? And it was like, okay, as soon as that thought pops into my head, you know, you and Kai were sitting there talking. So I'm like, fuck it. All right, I'll just check out. I don't care. Whatever. So anyway, when Bob was on, that's how I felt. You know, it just wasn't, he fucked up our bit about the WATP thing.
Yeah.
And there's a way to message on here. He could have just sent me a message that would have said, you know, hey, I don't have access to that shit anymore. Drop the bit.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there trying to lead him into it. And finally he just comes out after like 5 minutes of me babbling and he says, oh, I can't do that anymore. Like, fuck, man.
So I think that kind of set the tone, you know.
So,
but
are you fucking kidding me? No.
What?
Just keep talking for a second.
Oh, so I don't think his appearance on the show wasn't like bad. There was nothing wrong with it. It wasn't like bad.
Everybody liked it.
Yeah. But I don't think you said anything crazy. Maybe we should tell people what the hell we're talking about. People are probably what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, I was leading into that, but I didn't realize my fucking computer came unplugged. And, you know, when your laptop battery dies, everything goes dim.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, so long story short, we had I felt like we had a rocky show.
Yeah.
Only because it didn't go the way that I had planned in my head.
Sure.
Nobody else picked up on it.
Right.
So I turned that up times 10, I was being short with Bob, but that's because I thought it was fucking funny. I was having fun with it.
Sure.
And then fast forward, we go to, what was it? The bonus episode on the official podcast.
Yeah.
And we talked about it. I think Kaya brought it up. I don't even know how the fuck it came up, but so then he got pissed off because he felt like I was talking shit about him behind his back.
Sure.
And here I am, just, I guess, playing a character. Fuck, I don't dislike the man. He's donating money to us. He every once in a while he'll send me a private message that is not Bob the podcaster, but Bob the person.
Yeah.
And it's, hey, maybe try this, or hey, do this. And that shit means something to me.
Sure.
If it's somebody so what I'm getting at is, if you go back and watch all the live chats, Bob is constant with the jab, 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 jab.
Sure.
It's constant.
Yeah.
If you don't like the show, don't listen to it. If you don't like the country, move out.
Yeah.
But if you like the show, then you have to understand the show. In order to understand the show, we're assholes. That's what,
that's the thing, That's it's kind of what we do.
Brady, who was on, it's like
fucking peanut head.
No, but like with Brady, he comes on. We talked to him last week about him coming on. We've exchanged lots of messages with him and on Discord and whatnot.
Yeah.
Coming into it right before we went live, we were in this little fucking studio thing with him for 15 minutes, and it's like, hey, how you doing? Yeah, the mic sounds good. Appreciate you coming on. Everything's fine. Everything's great. But as soon as we go live, nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear whatever. I don't know. I'm just fucking venting at this point. It just pissed me off because I'm sitting here looking at the comments and it's constantly Bob jabbing and jabbing and jabbing. I don't understand it. Fuck, I don't know. You and Bob go do a podcast together, and me and Kyle will go do a podcast together, and then we'll have podcast wars. It'll be the socials versus the greasers, with you guys being the greasers, because look at you.
Yeah, look at
and nobody even knows what the fuck those references are.
I'm greasy. I think they got that. So tomorrow, Bob and I and Dave from Man Brain are doing a podcast. So
and you know what? I'll listen to it and probably enjoy it.
Maybe. Depends on if it's any good or not. It's gonna be. It's hard to say.
Here's what I think one of our I got to shut these comments back off. Here's what I think one of our problems have been.
All right,
and it's something that we've done from the beginning of the show. If you go back to the very beginning of it, episode 1 through 6 was when we were doing the debate shit.
Yeah,
and the only feedback we ever got was from friends and family.
Yeah,
nobody was listening to it. And then we had that one episode where we started talking. We didn't have a debate topic, and it turned into what we're doing now.
Yeah.
Right. But as we picked up listeners, we key in on those listeners and then drive them away.
Right. Yes.
And now, and we've done it with how many patrons in the past?
There has been at least, I think, 5 people that we've honed in on that one person and literally made them either stop listening, stop donating, stop corresponding with us. We're fucking idiots.
I think it has to do with an insecurity that if we fail because we want to fail, if we put it out there that we're trying to build up Patreon and it just doesn't happen, then we fail.
Right.
But if we sit there and run everybody off and make jokes about getting off of our Patreon, or we don't care who listens, all that bullshit, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we can always fall back on that. Like I spent the first year advertising it as a shit show. Right. That was because I was protecting myself and us from somebody calling this a shit show.
Yeah. Do you remember Tasha Hand? I wonder if she's still around. I think I made fun of her. She had a Native American husband or something. So of course,
so we had a listener early on, and she would write up like a review of every one of our episodes within hours after posting it, and it was just long diatribe about which one of us was right and why she agreed with me versus you or this or that. And it was like everything that we talked about, she would give us a little bit more. If you remember, we made a joke about people living in trailer parks or whatever. And she said, I live in a trailer park and I still find you guys funny. And my husband is Native American. So then next week we would just focus all our attention on the fact of Native Americans. And she would say, even though my husband's a Native American, I still listen to you guys. You guys are funny. Even though we have a Confederate flag hanging in our bedroom. It's like, well, fuck, here we go. and then we did an entire episode on how this trashy girl who married an Indian, which and lives in a trailer park, probably has a waterbed. You remember that?
Yes.
And turns out she's still one of the last.
She has a Confederate flag over her waterbed.
And then
but that's fucking funny. That's still funny to me, man.
And then she just disappeared. And we're like, where'd she go? Why won't she listen to us anymore?
But she had a Confederate flag over her waterbed.
So if you recall, I think it was on Facebook. I don't remember. But we were like, bullshit, you don't. And she posted it. She posted pictures of her.
Yes. God, those are good times.
So I almost think like it's best to, like, part of me thinks that we have to stop engaging with our Patreons. And then the other part of me thinks, why would they sign up for this unless they wanted us to engage with them? Unless
they listen to the show. If you listen to the show, you kind of got to know what's going on. You know what I mean? Oh my God.
All right.
So I have made an idiot out of myself more times than I could count on this show. More times than I can count on this episode of this show. The last episode that we just recorded. I mean, you have to be able to laugh at yourself and realize that, like, it's not that big of a deal, man. It's cool, whatever. So you got a fucking waterbed with a fucking Confederate flag over it. I can't get over that now.
Yeah. So whatever. So Bob jumped in, said, "You don't know." This is going back to the comment of when you were talking about music. You don't know what everyone wants to hear. Let us decide what we want to hear. You just keep it organic and not forced. I agree with you 100%, Bob. I don't know that I know how to do that. Because I don't feel that an organic conversation between me and Anthony, let me rephrase that. An organic conversation between me and Anthony is probably one of the funniest things that I've ever heard. But as soon as we get behind the mics, my brain don't work that way anymore. I don't feel that there's time to have an organic conversation because in my mind, it's got to be boom, 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 boom. And in reality, when you listen back to the show, it's probably more like boom.
Wait
boom.
For it.
But yeah, I feel this absurd amount of pressure. So I'm sitting here fucking trying to talk and read the goddamn messages. Fucking shut them back off.
Just fucking minimize it.
I did. So I feel this absurd amount of pressure when we're recording to try to keep the show moving. And like the little icon up in the corner that lets me know how many people are watching us live.
Yeah.
You still with me? Or do you fucking bail on me too?
No, I'm here. I don't have that icon. So you got to tell me how many people. I never even know.
It gets in my head. Like if it goes from Like there's 6 people in here with us right now.
Oh, okay.
If it goes, there was 7. When it went from 7 to 6, I'm like, well, fuck, I'm not going fast enough. I'm not keeping it going fast. I'm serious.
Fast enough.
That's what happens.
Can you like put a piece of tape over that or something?
Why don't I just shut everything off?
just give me a call on the phone.
All right.
Oh shit. You're getting all up in your head too much, and I'm getting all up in my head too little. We got to find a happy medium.
No, so it's this whole thing getting in my head like this started when we started doing the show live.
No,
because we could have a conversation, and I knew we would cut it out of the show.
Sure.
So if it went nowhere, I didn't give a fuck. It was just time wasted. Now I feel like there's this. If we have something that's not working, I'm not even giving it time to work anymore. Like if you think of all the conversations we had, like raiding the Vietnamese orange smuggler or whatever, those conversations quit happening as soon as we went live.
Sure. Which kind of sucks because those are funny. The most outrageous, just stupid shit is what I like and what makes me laugh. What's the funniest to me? We talk about social justice shit and like we're gonna fucking change the world. Like me pointing out that there's fucking every article has a fucking Twitter back trace or whatever. Okay, that's that. I mean, I believe that, but it's not. It's boring. It's not.
Here's what I think. I think from now on, I'm going to ignore the chats 100% during our regular episode.
Okay.
It'll just be you and I talking. And then when we go to the Patreon episode, if people are in here asking all kinds of questions.
Sure.
So if they're asking questions, there'll be no fucking pressure.
Yeah. So kind of let them decide the content, basically.
Yeah. I mean, so if I was a listener of a podcast, and especially when the words right on the tip of my tongue now, it's a more intimate experience on our Patreon where there's 6 people instead of 16 watching the show. Yeah. So I think this is a perfect opportunity for me to focus on the chat.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Was he talking to you or me?
Yeah. So, yeah. All right. You can only
work out great. Does anybody have any questions?
Raise your hand.
Raise your hand if you have any questions. I can't see them.
This is great.
That's great.
Yeah, they're spelling fat in the.
Awesome.
So I know it doesn't. I assume it doesn't bother you when people say that shit about your mom because they've never met him. They've never met him.
Neither have I.
I had a good punchline. You fucking stepped on it.
No, it was good.
Well, I wanted a bigger.
You wanted a bigger laugh? All right, let's try it again. Take 2.
I assume that you don't.
Can't do it. Can't do it. You just can't do it.
Crispy in spirit, please. They raised their hand.
Oh, that's raising your hand?
Yeah, you don't see the little blue fucker?
No, I see the 2 squares and the little that thing.
Oh, so on mine, I've got the emoji of the guy raising their hand.
Nope, not on mine. It's hieroglyphics on mine. What's the question, sir, Crispy? Or is it in spirit? Mr. Spirit? Where would you get that username anyways? Do you 2 boomers not know what emoji? Jesus Christ.
So, okay, we're getting ready to run them off.
Sorry,
So-
Mr. Crispy.
Part of the problem is we have no idea who we're talking to. We're talking to the fucking Blueberries and a
Yes.
fake name.
Right.
So if you are a girl, show me your tits.
If you're not, show me your tits anyways.
You know what? And we will, as Bob suggested, we should use the Patreon episodes to pull back the curtain, just interact, chat with us, whatever.
Is there any curtain on our show?
But you should show us your butthole.
I think all the patrons should. What did we study? Math. Reading. What kind of question is that? Are
So
you
I think
foreign?
I think they're talking about college.
Oh, I didn't go to college. Look at
you
me.
did.
Well, kinda. I went through a 4-year apprenticeship for tool making and machining.
Anything else? Not from you, Anthony. I know.
I mean, what else do you want?
And I also worked at Kmart.
I worked at Kmart, yeah. And I was a virgin before I met my wife. Yeah. I think we already went through that. I studied that.
Is that like a normal follow up for you?
What do you mean? I thought.
So
it was funny.
I'm a journeyman tool maker, and I was a virgin before I met my wife.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. It didn't fit whatsoever. It made me laugh because Kai said it earlier. It was funny.
Crispy in Spirit says I'm new and wish to learn more of my hosts. Anthony, I assume why the instruments?
The noise that they make. I don't understand the question. So I like synthesizers. I like music. I love music, and I like to spend money on stuff that I have no talent playing. I have more money than I have talent, so we'll put it that way.
So I think I could probably articulate it for you better than you can for you.
All right.
If you go back, and I don't know how many of our old episodes you've listened to, but music tends to come up a lot. We've had a lot of debates. Let me rephrase that. We've had the same debate multiple times. And Anthony is somebody who is truly passionate about music and what it brings to people.
Right.
The way that you can express yourself through music. We have some old, I might be able to play it on here.
What's that?
Some of your music. Give me a second. You don't know what I'm about to play, do you?
Nope.
Me neither, because I can't fucking pull it up.
Me neither.
Here we go. All right, so I'm
gonna guess in my head. I'll see if I'm right. I got it. I got my guess.
All right, so I had a conversation with Anthony after an episode, and this is back when we used to do our it was called a double ender, right? So you'd email me your audio.
So gay, yeah.
And I took all of Anthony's audio and made it into one file for the entire episode and sent it to Anthony. And then he took it and went out to his studio there, and he created a backing track and put it to music. So I'm going to play it, and it's funny, but you will hear that he is actually, I would say, I think he's talented when it comes to music. But you'll get it here. Tell me if you can hear it.
All right. And there we go. Sorry, guys. Right. So what's the concept of the show? Damn it, my joke doesn't fit then. Fair enough. That about sums it up.
So I think you've done like 5 or 6 of those, right?
Yeah, I didn't do that one though.
What? Well, you could have at least kept that to yourself, you dickhead. You just fucked up everything that I said.
Maybe I did. I did do like 5 or 6 of them. Maybe I did, and I just don't fucking remember.
Well, no, I know nobody else did that one for us.
No. Well, then I did. My favorite was the one with you. Some kind of Microsoft deal. Do you have that one?
I don't have it.
Damn it. That's my favorite. Some kind of Microsoft deal.
Splash. Are you sure you don't have it?
I might. Give me 2 seconds here.
See if you can email it to me.
Yeah. Splash. That was my favorite, I think.
So this guy's been saying this shit. Andrew Johnson just put up a comment, says, Doug, I'll sign up for the $20 tier if you show me your tits.
I'm good with that.
Yeah,
So,
I know you are, but I've got to, believe it or not, I have integrity. I'm not a whore.
come on, $20 is $20. I mean, you only get 10. You only get 10 of it, but why can't I fucking find this?
Yeah. All right.
This is pissing me off. So do you believe that if you did that, he would sign up for the $20 tier? Because there's no way you could make him.
I could take him to court.
That would be awesome. And you take the video of you see, officer, I showed him my tits. And it would be even better if you still lost. You had to show the jury a video of you showing your tits and you still lost.
What would be better than that is if the judge made me show him my tits in court to prove they matched up with the tits on the video.
And you still lost.
No, they arrested me for prostitution.
Oh, that'd
Attempted
be amazing. Attempted prostitution.
You see me losing my job and all that shit, holding up my deal. Attempted prostitution.
Oh, fuck. Splash. Why can't I fucking find this? Pisses me off because now I want to hear it. I think I have a folder on here. There it is right here. So can I share my audio, or does that not how that works?
You have to share your screen and share the audio.
Okay. So how the fuck do I share my screen? Is it this one that says stop cam?
Oh,
share screen. Does it share the audio too? Screen sharing is easiest with 2 monitors. Screen sharing works best on a good computer. Don't show me this again. Share screen. Don't look at my porn. Can you hear it? Share audio. I haven't played it yet. What?
We picked up 3 new patrons and somebody updated their pledge to $7, man. So if you guys are in here, appreciate it. Or if you end up listening to this, we appreciate it.
All right, let's try this.
You appreciate it, right?
Like, absolutely. I was distracted. I don't know how loud this is going to be or if it's going to play. Oh, can't hear it. Nope.
You didn't share your screen.
Yeah, I did.
Just send me the fucking clip. Fuck. Both of us, Crispy and Spirit, asked what are our favorite movies. Both of our favorite movies is Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I think that's really the only thing that we have in common.
That is very true. I think that Jay and Silent Bob is a cinematic masterpiece. And I'm not even joking about that. That's the only movie that I've ever seen in theaters more than once. So that one.
So Bob is retorting now.
Oh boy.
I'm still at $10.01. This is from Bob. Your hatred of me on official podcast bonus cost you $9.99. You fuck. I'm okay with it. I'll pay $10 to have free speech.
No, now you're a fucking free speech warrior. I see.
Well, so really what it boils down to is my opinion, of course. Bob thinks that the more he pays, the more shit he gets to talk without me retorting. So when he was at $20, I was very, very pleasant. Now he went down to $10. He went down because I reacted to all his jabs at me, right?
Yeah.
So all I realized is that Bob is thin-skinned, and I'm okay with it. I realized I had to back down. If Bob was thick-skinned, like a man, he would he would bump his pledge
like a man.
He would bump his pledge up to $30 to prove that he can take it.
$50.
But no,
right. I emailed that to you, so
you cut me off. I'm trying to fucking
get us more money. I figured you were just digging yourself a hole.
Pop says you're skin shaming me.
That's funny.
I wish it would have been funny like that on the show.
Oh, hey-oh.
Oh, fuck. All right, I've got to open up my email and get it. I don't know if everybody is. Do you think I should play that rap that I tried, the fast rap?
You seem to think that it's way funnier than I thought it was. So if you think it's hilarious, then play it.
Well, fuck you, man.
Yeah, that was awesome. No, actually, it was pretty funny. I think
you.
No, it was funny. I was fucking with you. So I should have sent you the fucking Skinny Wizard intro too. That was my favorite, I think. My tooth hurts. I think I need to go to the dentist.
All right. So this is
I sent you two. I don't know which one it is. So
God damn it. Yeah. Okay. So I think I apologize, everybody, but I think that this is the same thing. I pulled all my audio out and I clipped what I thought was funny and sent it to Anthony with no intention of this ever even going on the show. It was just, I wanted to see if I could do this and make Anthony laugh. And then he sent it back to me with the music. And then we started using it for outros and shit, just because we both thought it was so funny.
It made me laugh every time. Still does.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? I am testing this recording thing. I'm recording our conversation. Just the one-sided. I wanted to see if it's going to pick up me moving the microphone around or your voice through the speaker. So am I going to have to zip the file and send it to you? I know what it is. I don't have one. Yeah. Do you have Dropbox? Is there a limit to the file size? WAV files are pretty big. All right. WAV files are pretty big. All right. Well, I'll give that a try. A Microsoft deal.
That wasn't the one we were talking about.
No, but that was funny. A Microsoft deal. It must be the other one.
Is your labia hanging out? All right. Splash. All right.
That was funny.
Oh, fuck. What do you think, man? Should I send something out like before the Patreon episode to see if for people to put questions? Any questions they want to ask us?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that'd be great. Then we have time to think about it. My brain don't work too fast. Kind of a dummy.
I would like to and I don't know how we're gonna do it with our home shit, but this shit of coming in here and recording for 3 fucking hours. Well, we're done with the voicemail shows now, so that'll make it better.
Yeah.
Except
Yeah,
I know
that'll take an hour off the time.
I know the Kaya put our voicemail back out there again, so I assume that, and they're still coming in every fucking day anyway. But yeah, so fucking Bob. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna block Bob from the Patreon.
What the hell did he say now?
Why prep for the Patreon? You don't prep for your regular show. You have no idea how much work we put into that to make it look so unprofessional.
And neither do I.
No. Yeah. So our coming in here recording for 3 hours, like right now, I'm just fucking drained, man.
Yeah. By the time we get to our Patreon show, it's like Jesus criminy. So I don't know what time it is, but I usually go to bed around right now. I go to bed at like 9, between 9 and 9:30, and it's fucking 10 after 9. So I'm old and I have to go to work in the morning. So if I decide not to go to work, then my daughter decides not to eat, I guess. I don't know how that works exactly.
3 hours, you mean 3 minutes, Bob? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, what does that mean? We started at 6 o'clock.
I'm just gonna go to hell, Bob.
Go to hell, Bob. Oh, was that a rip off of that 70s show?
I don't know. I was just telling Bob to go to hell. If somebody else has said, I'm sure somebody else has said that in the past.
Well, that's not true.
So Bob, you don't. A key thing that you miss with Kaya is that he strokes my ego, and then he punches me in the face,
Right.
and then he strokes my ego, and then he punches me in the face. It's the same thing I do to Anthony.
Sometimes both at the same time. You can't just be mean all the time. You gotta
don't be a bully, Bob.
yeah, don't be a bully. Quit bullying me.
You've got to be really careful what you say here, Anthony, because it's coming off like you're thin-skinned. And I just attacked. I'm trying to push Bob into upping his donation to it.
$60 I'm gonna do it.
No, I just want him back what he originally committed to. He committed to $20 a month. I had that money spent, and now he backed out of it.
Oh, yeah, he's taking food out of your kid's mouth. Literally.
Do you have any idea what it's like out here on these streets being unemployed? I'm podcasting out here in the middle of the fucking intersection because I can't afford. I'm $10 short. Nope, it would be $5. I'm $5 short on rent.
Right.
Thanks, Bob. Hope you're happy. Oh fuck! All right.
What's the highest earning podcast on Patreon? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, they're like 122,000 a month.
All right. So are we better than them?
I don't know. I've never listened to them.
All right, let's get there. I'm gonna need somebody to donate $122,000 a month.
No, Bob, you can check. One, you can check. The $20 tier is there. Two, you can enter your own amount.
You're gonna have to put it on the screen because I don't know what you're talking about. I just told you can't be mean all the time. Joe Rogan doesn't have a Patreon. I did hear that he gets like hundreds of thousands of dollars for those ads that he does every time he does a show. So maybe we just advertise what he advertises. Don't even ask him to start advertising. If you just advertise their shit, don't they have to pay you?
I don't know how that works. I don't think so.
So we never got any money from Steakums. I think we should reach out to Steakums. You still there?
Oh, fuck, man. Everything's falling apart. I was gonna look up and see what the highest Patreon was. I just looked at it today. It's like 122,000 of some podcast I've never heard of. But at this point, I don't give a shit.
If anybody has a family member that works at Steakums, reach out to them for us. Trying to get them as a sponsor. We need them. We decided that they were the official emulsified meat product of the Who's Right podcast. I think that we fit their brand pretty good.
Oh, I fucked up. I don't know if you've seen it or not. I was looking through my phone. I was looking for a picture of something. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Bob Chapo Trap House.
Is that seriously the highest paid on Patreon?
Yeah.
You know what that is?
No. So
Fuck.
I was looking through some pictures on my phone, and I came across the pictures from last year of after the hurricane, cleaning my house out and all that.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what? If people on Patreon want to see behind the scenes shit, I posted a picture of where I did that episode from, out there on the porch.
Yeah.
Sure. My junk pile, and then the Who's Right notebook on top of the junk pile and all that.
Yep.
And I put it out there, just put it on our Patreon and say, here's from after the hurricane, after we cleaned up the house, after we got a new house, and first episode, whatever.
Yeah.
And then people started writing messages. I hope you're okay.
You should have milked it. For real.
I'm sitting there thinking, God damn it, man. I was just trying to share something, like here's some shit from my life.
Mm-hmm.
And go ahead.
See, I know what that is now. It's not a fucking emoji, but I know what it is. Son of a bitch.
So no, anybody that's listening to this, that all that shit was that was some old shit from last year. Okay.
So
all right. Okay. So what you should have done, because I already answered you raising your hand. Okay, here's where I fuck up. But this is one of the things Bob gave me good advice on.
All right.
I react to the comments without reading the comments. So people listening to the audio version of the podcast have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about.
And sometimes you don't even put them on the screen, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
So you need to start calling me on it.
All right.
Yeah, anyway, so Crispy in Spirit says, raise their hand. So we called on them. Then they said, I need love advice.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
fall in love. That's my advice.
What do you want me to do? Like, you should have skipped this I need love advice and just wrote the fucking question.
Are you a dude or a chick? Or somewhere in between? That my advice varies widely on whether or not you're a dude or a chick. So are we just going to wait?
Right, so that's what I mean.
Is that how this works?
I should have just typed the comment.
I mean, I'm okay with it. I don't care. I'm comfortable now.
Them should have just typed the comment.
Does it bother you if I podcast a hairy dude? Cool. I can definitely help you then. Would it bother you if I podcasted like this? Do I look comfortable?
Yes, it does bother me.
So are you serious?
Yes.
Even right now?
Yes. Yeah.
Why?
I ideally, this is when we should try to put our best foot forward. We got people paying money to listen to us talk, and you're just lounging. Like, why don't you just put a fucking security camera up and people can watch you sleep?
But I'm engaged in the conversation. I'm even more engaged because I'm comfortable. Did they miss the I'm not used to seeing chicks on here. Did they miss the bit where he said you've been with one woman forever? Who missed that?
The love advice. What you were just talking about. You people have no idea what it's like dealing with Anthony.
I think they do. Doesn't that qualify me to give love advice? I'm 39 years old. I've been with my wife since I was 17. I think that qualifies me to give love advice. Thanks.
Fuck. You are the most frustrating person I've ever met in my life.
Why?
Are you like this with your wife?
I am what I am, like Popeye and shit.
No, I'm serious.
I don't know what that means. Like what?
How often does your wife say, I just talked to you about this?
Probably 3 to 4 times a day.
She's fucking somebody else.
Maybe. I'm not joking. Doug, lose weight so you won't be pixelated anymore. So I thought you wanted love advice. I'm so confused. I need love advice. Here's some more fat jokes.
And you know what? It's not even a good fat joke. That's already been used. Like,
Yeah.
come up with your own shit, you hairy fuck. You're lucky.
Spit it out.
Kaya popped in with someone. Did someone say love advice?
Yeah. Someone said love advice.
He's going to take over our show via the chat.
I know.
All right, I'm done.
no love advice.
No, I think that I don't care. I'm done.
Awesome. Bye, everybody. Oh shit!
Ideal situation is we end the stream and they stay in the comments and Kaya just entertains them with.
That would be awesome. And then we pick up like 6 more patrons just from their friends that they tell about it. Oh fuck!
All right. All right. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate your support.
Yes, I do too, even though it may not seem like it. Sincerity's not my strong suit. Oh God, I don't have a strong suit. I don't think. Bye.
That's what you're going to end on. Is you don't think you have a strong suit,
right?
If you had to say what is your best personality trait?
My best personality trait.
No, I don't want to hear that. That's going to be a fucking gay ass answer.
Right.
What's my best personality trait?
Oh, come on. You can't ask a question like that.
Suck
I
my
thought
dick,
you wanted
bitch.
to do a podcast together. Oh, Jesus Christ. What the fuck? How are you going to ask me a question like that? Your best personality trait. There's so many that are good.
We'll leave you hanging on that. Bye, everybody.
Bye.